Happy New Year and welcome to 2021. Today is the first Monday of the new year, so I'd like to talk about New Year's resolutions, specifically those that relate to health, fitness, exercise, and the body. Now, you've probably heard the phrase before, New Year, New Me, and it's at this time of the year where lots of people are joining or rejoining the gym, hiring personal exercise coaches and trainers, and starting new exercise and meal plans. Now, I want to ask you, how many New Year's resolutions do you think make it till the end of the year? Based on my experience and my observations and discussions with people, I feel that very few New Year's resolutions actually make it intact to the following New Year's Eve. And so that's what I want to talk about today. What's one of the main reasons why that happens? And what are some of the things we can do when we're getting started to make sure that whatever it is that we start in 2021, we can see it through until the end, and whatever gains we realize from it, we can hold on to them for the rest of our life. So the number one reason I get when I ask people why they stopped exercising or why they stopped going to the gym is I just don't have the time, it takes too long. So let's explore that a little bit. We all live busy lives, or at least most of us do, and for all of us there are only 24 hours in the day. That is all we have available to us. And there are a number of areas where we need to spend our time, things such as earning an income, eating, drinking, and sleeping. Things we have to do to basically have a life and to be alive. And then there's all these things that we want to do, things that add meaning and value to our life, things we do for enjoyment, things we do for entertainment, whether that's, going out, having dinner, watching movies, spending time with friends, family, and loved ones. So there's all these things we need to do, all these things that we want to do, and we only have 24 hours to fit it all in. And it becomes a bit like a game of Tetris, where we've got all these odd-shaped blocks, and that's our schedule, and we've got to find some way to fit everything in. And then when a lot of people start a new exercise program or a new exercise plan, that is now another block we have added to our game of Tetris. And many of those plans are large, odd-shaped blocks, and it can be quite difficult to fit it into our existing game. And then as the year goes on, it becomes even more difficult because for many of us, we just keep adding more Tetris blocks. And we'll get to the point where no matter how we shuffle things around, we just cannot find some way to make it all work. And then the decision will be, which Tetris block do I let go? And for some people, that is exercise. It is the one that gets cut for that year. Now, does it have to be that way? Is there an alternative? And by that I mean, there's a lot of people that they'll spend a lot of effort trying to just grab that Tetris block and find some way to jam it in. But what if instead we looked at where we had spaces available and specifically selected Tetris blocks that could fit in there? What exactly do I mean by that? Well, when it comes to exercise, a lot of people do the same thing. If you go to a gym class, most of them will be between 30 to 60 minutes long. If you've got a program online, a lot of those the sessions will be 30 to 60 minutes long. You do them 3 to 5 times per week. Factor in travel time and all this, it does become quite intensive. But here are some questions to consider. The first one is, well, why are those sessions 30 minutes long, or why are they 60 minutes long? And then the second thing is, do I have to get all my exercise in one block? Does it have to be consecutive to have a benefit? Do I have to do all 30 minutes in one go? Or could I do 5 minutes here and 10 minutes here and then another 5 minutes here and vice versa? And that, I think, is the secret to making sure that you stick with your exercise plan, is to get something that is just right for you, something that will fit already, that you don't have to spend all this time trying to frantically shuffle everything around. So here are the 2 questions that I think everyone should ask themselves when they're deciding on what they're going to exercise and how long they're going to exercise for. The first question is, why am I exercising? Or as I like to rephrase it, what am I hoping to get out of this exercise? So be clear on what you want to get out of it. Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to improve your health? Do you want to get a body that looks good and feels good? Do you just like how you feel after exercising, the endorphins and the other happy drugs that your body pumps around? Or are you wanting to perform better in a specific sport? And then the next question is, how much time do I have available? And then you take the answer to those 2 questions to find your Goldilocks zone and find something to do in the time you have available that will get you what you want. So when it comes to exercising for 60 minutes, I would really say the only reason that, not the only reason, but one of the main benefits of a 60-minute session would be if you play a sport or an event that requires you to exercise for 60 minutes. That, I think, would be the number one reason why your session would be 60 minutes. So if you're not playing a sport that has a 60-minute duration, ask yourself those 2 questions. What do I want to get out of this exercise? And how much time do I have available to do it in? And go from there.